Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl K.DOLL. If you're new to my channel, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and if you're a return subscriber, obviously welcome back to another video. So guys, like the title says, today's video is going to be a girls chit chat, and I'm going to be talking about the 5 lessons I've learned about guys, I've learned about men, I've learned about these niggas in my early 20s. And I was just thinking about it the other day of like the things I've learned, and I just thought it would be interesting to do a video of the lessons I've learned. These are lessons that if I had a younger sister, I would probably tell her. If I could see the future, I would tell my younger self certain things. Before we get into this video, I'm no professional, I'm no relationship expert. This is just a girls chit chat for us to get to talk. Obviously, if you can relate to anything I'm saying, be free to comment down below. Also, let's interact. Let me know in the comment section lessons you've learned from niggas, from these men. It doesn't matter if you're not in your mid-20s, you could be in your late 20s, could be in your early 20s, could even be in your 30s watching this. Do comment down below some experiences and lessons you've learned when it comes to dealing with these men. Obviously, it's not 100% of them, but a lot. Most of these men are very trifling and trampy. I feel like when you make that turn to like 20 and you're like 20, 21, 22, your thought process on life is very different from when you hit 23, 24, 25. Even though they're all your early 20s, I feel like the early stages, 20, 21, 22, you're still quite young into your 20s. You're probably looking for different things at that point from when you're now heading to your mid 20s. When you're hitting 23, 24, 25, your mind's in a different place, especially that 24, 25 mark. I feel like for me personally, my mindset was in a very different place from when I was 20. What I expected out of things, my expectations, certain things I will entertain and deal with. I wouldn't have it now, I wouldn't deal with it. I just found like when it comes to guys, there are a lot of lessons you learn regardless. And when I say lessons, it's not all bad lessons, so let's just like calm down when it comes to that. A lesson doesn't always have to be a bad thing. That's one thing I want us to get from this. So when I say the lessons I've learned about men, not everything comes from a bad experience or a bad situation, and some of the things are just like facts and probably things like that we should actually take note of, because these men do. I know y'all want the tea, don't worry. I came like prepared. I wrote my things down, and I'm not just coming here to give you guys gibberish. I actually wrote like my notes down of what I'm gonna be saying, because I've come up with the gems for you guys. Top 5 lessons I have learnt about men in my early 20s. What have these niggas taught me? I'm not saying it in any particular order. Top lessons I feel like I've learnt from men in this life, in this beautiful young life of mine. I definitely have learned a lot, and I appreciate all the lessons learned because it makes me better. I know how to deal with guys in certain situations. When it comes to these trifling ass men, life is about learning, and if you don't learn, you wouldn't know better for next time. I don't like to have regrets. If anything, if a situation displeases me or left me lessons that were very disgusting and distasteful, I try and just, okay, the situation's already happened, take what I can from the situation and move on. I don't like to have regrets too much. That just puts me in a bad space, and I'll just be thinking like, how did you let this person violate you? How did you allow this situation? How did you? And there's no point, because it's already happened. And when you're learning your lessons, please don't be making the same mistake over and over again, and every time you're telling yourself, oh, is a new lesson I've learned, is a lesson I've learned. You're learning the same lesson 10 times. You need to be careful, you need to be guided. The first lesson I'm going to say I have learnt about men: let them show you, not to tell you. Do not listen to, see, if you want a man to talk your ears off, he can do it perfectly. They will tell you everything you want to hear. They will say all the right things. They have this vision board that they show you and speak out. All nonsense. Don't let a guy like feed your ears with rubbish. If a guy is about something, if a man is really about you, if he's really serious about what he says, the things he says, then it's gonna show in his actions. Because like I always say, men are very big on their actions. They know how to act. They are professional actors. When a guy doesn't want you anymore, he knows how to show it. When a guy isn't interested anymore, he knows how to show it. When a guy is cheating on you with someone or playing you with someone else, a lot of the time, how girls find out is because of their actions. Their actions show. If a guy feels like, oh, this girl's below my level, he's gonna make you know that, well, I do not rate you, or I feel like you're below me and stuff like that. And if a guy likes you, he's gonna show you. Even men that are like, oh, I don't really know how to show affection, or I don't really know how to tell people I like them. Trust me, they might not be able to say it, but men know how to show in action. They know how to communicate with their body language. So don't listen to a lot of rubbish without any actions behind it, because when a nigga wants to act a damn fool, he knows how to play it out. He knows how to be very practical about his foolish behavior. If a guy is serious about you, his words will match up, his actions will show you that, well, I'm serious. If he means what he says, then you know, okay, this is someone to give attention to. Men know what they are doing. They know very well how to put in effort when they want something. They know how to try, even if they're not the best. All I know is that men are very good with being practical with things, like acting things out. Talk your ears down with so much rubbish and not show you anything, and that's when you know, like, this is fugazi. I don't have time for this. This nigga's just trying to play me, and you need to call it quits. Don't stay for anything that you don't want. And a guy not meeting up with his words, promising you, men know how to sell dreams, selling you all these amazing dreams, and his actions are doing nothing in according to those dreams and those goals you have together, then you need to call it quits, and you just need to stop. That's something I definitely learned in my 20s. A guy will show you with his action, even if it's the tiniest thing, even if it's not as much as you would like him to do. Whether he's only able to do little for you, he will still act on the little that his resources can do. Do you understand? For me, one of the ways I know if a guy is serious is if your words are matching up with your actions. You can't tell me so much, especially now. Like, we're grown. I'm so sorry. I have very different goals. I have very different perspectives. I have like things I need to achieve and where I'm headed. I have a life plan. So you're not gonna come here and mark up my life plan and mess everything up with your words. You're just doing a lot of talking and not a lot of action. The second lesson I've learned when it comes to men in my 20s is do not simp on a guy. And I say this with all the love and care. I know ladies can be emotional, and if they tend to like a guy, whether the guy is reciprocating the feelings back or not, you tend to simp, letting a guy know that you like him, and then just being there so easily, so accessible to them, especially like even when the feelings haven't been reciprocated. He hasn't said he feels the same way about you. You're crying for him 24/7, showing him, like, basically making that person your idol, making him feel like, raw, I can't live a life without you, I can't do without you. He tells you jump, you ask how high. He's gonna devalue you even more and just not rate you. I feel like men won't rate you if they know, like, raw, I have this person 24/7 available to me, with or without making any effort. The person is just there, this thing's just there. You're not gonna rate it or like feel like I need to put much effort into keeping this thing, because you're crying on the phone, begging, going crazy on phone calls when they are in the wrong. He's doing you dirty all the time. Like, I know some people are confused to think that, oh, if you simp, if you show a guy how much you feel for him, if you cry, he's gonna want you more. It's gonna show like, well, okay, you're serious about him, you like him. No, it's gonna make him see like, well, this is someone I can take the piss with, I can take advantage of. Men like to take the piss. If you give them an inch, they're gonna take a mile. I act out, she cries. I act out, she's begging me. It's almost like, raw, she doesn't know her value. You guys are not together, you're doing wifey duties. He calls you, you're jumping. I'm not saying don't be affectionate to a guy. Don't get me wrong. If you and a guy know what you're doing, you have an understanding, I'm all here for taking care of your man. If there's one thing I do, when I'm with someone and I know like what our situation is, you're taking care of me, I'm taking care of you. If you treat me good, I'm gonna treat you better. So don't get me wrong, take care of your man. If you have a man, take care of your man. If someone isn't giving you that energy and you know you're full of love, then you need to leave that person, because someone else who's full of love and knows how to act and show it will come and match your energy. Trust me, I'm all here for taking care of your men, because I feel like it shouldn't be one-sided. If I'm in a relationship with you, if I actually am committed to you, if I like you, I'm not gonna want to leave you to do everything. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't let them know how you feel. That's not what I'm saying, but have some self-dignity and self-respect. Just because you're with someone doesn't mean you're then you lose yourself, you're available to them 24/7, you're just there in their face, just always available. It's like you've forgotten that you have your own life. That's not cool. Guys don't even like that, because now you're just there 24/7. They don't even get space to miss you, and I think it just kills stuff. It just gets boring. Like, imagine having a guy who's just there, you're not doing anything, you're just there 24/7, And like sometimes when someone is just there 24/7 around the clock, you're not doing anything, I want you to be around. You want your partner to have your time, but at the same time I want to know that you have your own life and you're doing things. I don't want to be with someone who's just there like a doormat. You're just stagnant in one place. You're not doing anything. We need to have more value for ourselves. I feel like if you value yourself more, you wouldn't be simping on these niggas. Cause child, treat your man right, but don't go stupid on them. Don't turn foolish because of a guy. Let them know what's up. Let them know, like, I like to let my niggas know, like, raw, when you come here you get treated differently. There's levels to this thing. I'm gonna treat you good. I'm gonna be a good girl to you. I'm gonna treat you right. I'm gonna let you know, like, there is levels to this shit. That does not mean that you go ahead and sit for them and take the piss. If you offend me, I don't care how much I treat you good. If you do me dirty and you're expecting me to simp and cry and buy you gifts and apologize to you, because people are manipulative like that. They'll twist it around and you find yourself crying, begging, simping, dropping their missed calls, all this crazy behavior. I'm not gonna do that. As someone who has me acting out or wanting to even put me in a situation to act out like that isn't for me. Don't simp over any guy. It's not gonna be like in the movies where you're outside crying out the person's window and they're gonna come down and be like, oh, you're the love of my life. It's embarrassing. You're embarrassing yourself. He's gonna laugh with his boys. These guys will laugh at you and your simping behavior. They will entertain it because guys like it. They like to feed off it. It makes their ego feel good. But except from that, you look like a dummy. You're still not gonna get the guy simping. He'll take advantage of whatever you're giving him. Is he actually gonna like treat you good, be the guy you want him to be the ideal guy? No. The more you simp, he's gonna be there, because men like to take. He will take till the day that even you're simping, he doesn't even want it anymore. He doesn't want anything because he just feels raw. There's really nothing to this person anymore. My third lesson I have learned when it comes to men in my 20s is be selfish like them. Men will always choose themselves first. They are very, very selfish. They think about how a situation affects them first. So like, I feel like as ladies, if you're dealing with a guy, you can be thinking future and long term, and probably changing up your plans to be in tune and in line with this person that you're probably dating or you're seeing or you see a future with. You could be dating someone and you're seeing them in your future, but they don't see you in their future. You have to have very clear conversations. I feel like with men, it needs to be black and white. Is it this? Is it that? Sometimes it has to get to that, because they would love to act stupid as much as you let them. They like to act oblivious to what they are doing as much as you let them, as much as you don't have a conversation and you don't say anything. Relationships, a guy might have a decision to make. He's going to think about what he should do, what puts him in the best situation before considering his partner. A lot of guys do that in all aspects of life, whether it's financially, whether it's career-wise, whether it's emotionally. They're going to choose what puts them in the best situation, what makes them feel best, before considering their girlfriend and other people, third parties. Well, as ladies, a lot of the time when we feel like we're in a good place, start to think future and think with this person, start to make plans, or if you have plans to make, whether it's financially, emotionally, career-wise, we start to make changes. Now, if I'm making these plans for my future and I'm involving you and I'm nowhere involved in your own future plans, I'm playing myself. And a lot of the times, that's why you hear of ladies who would probably turn down opportunities. Then when the guy has a chance to go abroad or do something, go on a scholarship, he's like, boom. Some of them will tell you the day before, or they'll tell you about it and be like, I'm going. It's not even a conversation. We're not having this conversation to, am I staying? Am I probably staying? It's never a conversation for them. They are gone immediately. A man wakes up today and feels like, well, my emotions are here, I don't feel this way. He can get up and decide to make a rash decision because that's how he feels. He feels about himself first. So honestly, ladies, please be selfish. This is something I've learned in my 20s. It is not a bad thing. Be selfish. You need to be selfish to yourself, because if you're everything to everyone else, you're not going to have anything left for yourself. You can't give yourself out and overwork yourself and want to be there, want to be loyal for everyone, want to be there for everyone, that you end up losing yourself. Be very, very selfish. Make decisions and make them think about yourself first. What are your plans? What are my plans? What do I want to do? How is this going to affect my future? How is it going to affect the things that I've planned out, I've mapped out, I've thought about my life in this way? Now I've met this guy. Do I consider him in my plans? Especially for someone that doesn't consider you in his plans, my dear, there's nothing to consider. If it's someone that does think about you and his plans, still think of yourself first, because tomorrow, I'm not trying to be negative, but a relationship can end. A man will wake up tomorrow and say he doesn't love you anymore, and guess what? The relationship is done. Especially like when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, you don't have so much time together. You could be building and tomorrow it'll be gone. And guess what? If a guy wants to go, same if a girl wants to go, if a person wants to leave, they want to leave. You can't force them to be there. If you force them, like, you're not leaving this relationship, you're here. They're gonna act out so much that you're gonna resent them. You're gonna end up hating them most likely. You can't force someone to be in a relationship with you. You can't force someone to be with you, not because of you, but because people are mean, so they don't care. So yeah, any decision you want to make it for yourself. Make it because this decision makes you happy, not because you're thinking of this boy or XYZ or how Tunde told you this and Demola said this. Bruh, don't let the words get into your ears, and please make your decisions in life based on yourself, so that tomorrow if this man is gone, this relationship is gone, you're still happy with the decision you took. You don't feel like, raw, I made this decision because of this relationship, because of this man, and now he's left me and everything's gone. I know sad. It does happen. You hear stuff like that. It is very sad. And that's why I'm saying, especially in your 20s, because like, you will have relationships, I don't want to say relationships come and go, but they do, especially when you're not at a point that you guys have anything tying you guys together. You haven't built anything long term together, until you find that person who doesn't go, who decides that, okay, I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna build, we're gonna go through this together, we're gonna love each other. Until you find that, always make your reason for making decisions more important than a person, if you get what I mean. Let it be that I made this decision for myself for these reasons which I felt were right, and not because of Tunde or somebody, and then tomorrow you're just upset in tears and it's like, oh, Chukwudi has left, Chukwudi has a new girlfriend, and now you're crying about the scholarship you could have taken that you threw away because of Chukwudi. My girls, you need to buckle up and behave yourselves. Be selfish with your decisions. Do not make your decisions based on any man, especially like long-term decisions, over temporary feelings and stuff. Don't do it, because these men will never. When it comes to making decisions, and when it comes to getting down to basic things, they're gonna do what's best for them and how they feel. It's the hard truth. The truth isn't always sweet. The next lesson I will say I have learned from men in my 20s is that how you treat yourself and how you take care of yourself has a very high correlation with how a man treats you. Now, do not get me wrong, these men are very fugazi, they act very funny, sometimes they just act stupid and out of character, and that has nothing to do with you as a person. That's one thing I had to learn, and I always tell myself, when a guy or even when a lady, when a person acts out on me and does me wrong, and I know like I have been my best person, I have come to you correct, but you have decided to become incorrect with me, that's completely fine. But I always let myself know that this isn't to do with me, it's nothing on me, it's on that person. Yes, there are times that you do everything right and a nigga will still act out on you. That's not to do with you personally, that's not your fault, that's just how these fugazi niggas are sometimes, and you move on. However, how you treat yourself, how you take care of yourself correlates a lot to how a nigga's gonna treat you. If a guy sees that, and I'm not talking about materialistic things here, I'm talking about intellectually, physically, emotionally. If a man sees that he can't play with you, you take care of yourself intellectually, you are smart. When I say don't play about, you don't play about yourself, physically you look put together, you look well kept. A man is gonna know how to come to you correct. He's not gonna come and feel like he can give you the bare minimum, because he sees what you do for yourself, he sees how you take care of yourself, he sees how you provide for yourself. Except from that, emotionally too, if a man sees that you have boundaries, you respect yourself, he might still want to play with you, because these men like to play, but he's gonna know that he can't come and give you nonsense, he can't come and give you rubbish, he can't come and try and disrespect your boundaries and think he's gonna get away with it, or you're gonna give him chances upon chances. If someone tries to take you for a fool, if someone tries to play with your emotional intelligence, you lock it off, because your self-respect is more than the love and relationship you want, you crave from that person, and you respect yourself enough to walk away. So if a man sees you walk away from situations that don't do you good, don't put you in a good position, they're not gonna play with you. And if they do, they're still gonna know, like, if I do this and if she is to find out, that's the end. They're not gonna feel like, oh, I can play with her and I can do this and disrespect her, because I'm gonna get bare chances because she don't even rate herself. You hear man them saying this, how raw this girl does not rate herself, so raw, I'm gonna do what I feel like, and man dashed her when she was done. Talking about someone like you're some bin bag about, oh, they dashed you. If a guy sees like, raw, okay, she takes care of herself, she's always looking sweet, she's always looking nice, he knows that if he's coming to you, he needs to come with that energy to keep up with that. He's not gonna come to you and then try to give him mediocre breaker. Excuse me, before you came into the picture, before you even attempted to come to the picture, what was making you want to come in here? You could see that I was looking good and sweet, so why do you think when you're now involved in my life I'm gonna have less than? I don't know, it might sound a kind of way to other people. I don't think it sounds no type of way. I think I'm just being very honest. However, if you rate yourself, trust me, a guy coming to you at first, he might have plans to be disrespectful or do you dirty later, but initially he's gonna come to you correct. You see boys who people talk about like, bro, I ain't never seen this guy treat no one good, I ain't never seen him do this or that, and you meet a certain girl, you see a girl hasn't patterned up, he might still show his tendencies later, but you see him and everyone's shocked like, raw, he can act like this, he can be on job, because everyone knows him with probably getting his way and just doing fuck all, and you meet the one person that matches your energy and puts you in check. Let me censor. For every guy who wants to come and treat you like a fool, I promise you there's a girl who's putting that nigga in check, who is telling him about himself, and you won't believe it. The guy who's coming to you with his chest so high and trying to treat you some type of way, look at him up and down and know that as he's coming to you with his chest so high trying to treat you a type of way, for everyone who thinks they have so much pride, there is someone that will humble you. Everyone is under someone. That's just how this life is. Now, don't let a guy come to you with disrespect, and treat yourself properly. If you treat yourself right, if you carry yourself with self-respect, trust me, like I said, eventually it might show if he's pretending that, oh, he's this good person patterning up, but when he comes to you, he won't even come to you lousily. He'll come correct, he'll pattern himself up. Have you never heard of when you see guys want to move to a certain girl, they clean themselves up nicely like you've never seen them before? Even the way they will be speaking English, you've never heard them talk like that before, because of what they're trying to pattern themselves up, because they know, right, I cannot have that girl, I cannot get that girl if I'm moving like this. I need to pattern up because she moves correct, she takes care of herself. The last lesson I would say I have learned is do not compromise, do not settle, do not be disrespected. Do not settle, especially when you know you deserve better. Don't settle. Don't feel like, oh, this person, I'm probably never going to meet this kind of person, so let me just do with this person. Don't manage them, because what I've come to tell myself and I've come to believe is this beautiful brain of mine, God gave me the ability to think and imagine this beautiful person. If I can imagine it, if my brain can actually think about this, that means it is possible. God has allowed this beautiful brain of mine he gave me to picture this beautiful man. Then that man is out there, and he might not be here now, but he's out there, and that person you want, you're gonna get. As long as you yourself, you're working on yourself, you know you're someone's prayer as well. When you know what you come with, trust me, the way you're praying on someone is the same way someone is praying on you, and they're being told, oh, that girl you're dreaming for is too far-fetched for you. You're someone's dream as well, same way someone is your dream. And nobody is a 10 out of 10. No one's gonna do everything exactly right. Things happen, mistakes happen, and that's why forgiveness comes into it. But when I say do not allow disrespect, when someone's doing the same thing, this same thing I've spoken to you about, you've done it again in a few hours, you've done it next, or you repeatedly continue to do it to the point that I've lost count. Clearly you don't respect me, you don't rate me. There's nothing to be talking about here, because now I'm just disrespecting myself every time I let you get away with something. Same way, don't compromise on your standards. Don't compromise on the things you actually want in life. The important things, don't, because I promise you, like, once you start to compromise your standards, or you meet people and they try to make you feel like, well, you better just manage because all you're looking for is too much. I've had people tell me, do you think you're that? You think you're that? Where do you think you're going to find someone who's going to treat you like that? And guess what? I have had people treat me the way that other people were telling me. Oh, it was just basic requirements of treat me good, and I'm not allowing you to disrespect me. Young people in this generation find like having standards, having boundaries is like, oh, your chest is too high, you're requiring too much. If it's too much, leave, that's fine. Do not compromise. Don't, because when a guy feels like, well, this girl I'm dealing with isn't good for me anymore, or she doesn't meet my standards, or they leave. They don't compromise. You never hear a guy saying, I'm just managing her. Because even the girl he's managing, the day that he feels like, oh, he probably has someone else that he feels is better, he's gonna be done. Like, I don't want to manage you. Even if you beg them, like, okay, you know what, you don't want me anymore, but I want you, let me just stay here, please. They'll tell you, I don't want you and I can't compromise. You're not meeting me where I am anymore. We're not on the same page. Where are you, sir? Where are you? As the girl, you're probably even mentally in a better place, intellectually in a better state, but they're telling you how, or sorry, me and you aren't on the same mind level anymore. They don't compromise, they don't think twice, they do what they want. So honestly, don't compromise on what you want. And I'm not just talking on a materialistic angle. They don't settle. So as a lady, do not settle. When you're with someone that disrespects you and all this kind of thing, that's putting yourself in a toxic environment, an environment that you don't need to be. And these men live off that. When you allow a man disrespect you so much and you settle for the little things, it boosts up their ego and they feel so good, and that's just a toxic environment. You're enabling that man's toxic behavior. His ego is just being built because you show him that, raw, I have no self-value because I'm still here being disrespected and I'm still settling for the bare minimum just because this person makes you feel a tiny bit good. How good do you feel over how disrespected and unhappy you are? That's something you need to think about. And once you start to enable a man's behavior, breaking it is hard because he's gonna tell you, you let it run so many times, you ain't complaining, why are you complaining now? Once you allow those things start, it becomes a roller coaster. It's like a snowball effect. It just keeps on going, and when you try to stop it, it's gonna be an issue. So yeah, that's my 5th lesson. Do not allow disrespect, do not settle, do not compromise. This is a bonus out of the 5. Lesson I've learned from these men in my 20s. Don't let nobody's son take you for an idiot. You need to know that me, this sweet girl, me with all this sugar, all this beauty, do you know what this full package comes with? You're not taking me for a fool. But on a real though, don't let no one's son take you for an idiot. I like to believe that my girls are smart, we know how to move correct. If a guy is showing you inconsistencies, dip. Leave him. Do not settle. Move on with life. Sometimes it's hard, I know, but move on, and I trust you. Even start thinking, wait, what did I see so much in this person that's giving me the basic? You're giving me the bare minimum and you want to come to me how? You need to come to me correct. You need to start making these niggas know, like, if they want to deal with you, they need to deal with you correct. You need to let me know how you feel about me. You need to show me in action what you're telling me. All these words, all this talking, yappa. I'm tired of it. You're yapping too much. Show me some damn action. Men will choose themselves first, so always be selfish and don't regret. How you take care of yourself matters to how a guy will treat you. And then the last thing is, do not compromise. Don't feel like you have to be with this person, you have to be stuck with this one person. I have to settle with them because, oh my god, what's this person gonna say? What's the world gonna say? But anyways guys, I hope you guys found this helpful. I hope I dropped a few gems in this video. So if you feel like you can relate to this, if there are other lessons that you have learned from guys, please let's discuss, let's share them in the comment section below. I'm here for all the tea and tips because I feel like also through other people's experiences you can learn. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed having a little chit chat with my girls. I like a girls talk, so if you do want to see more videos like this and if you enjoyed this, then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section down below what kind of videos you want to see, the kind of content you guys want to see from me. Except from that, I hope everyone's doing good. I hope everyone's doing amazing. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. And except from that, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.